until you've lived through shutting down a company or companies and laying people off and losing your friends and family's money and struggling with those moments and hours and days and weeks and months that you go through this, you can't imagine the pain, because you're questioning yourself, you're questioning your relationships. That's hard. And it will happen. If you think it's just going to be working, and everyone knows, yeah, it's going to be hard, I'll have difficulties, but when it's personal and it happens to you, it's painful beyond imagination. And you have to be sure that you've got the foundation for that. And right now, there's an expectation, because there's so many unicorn companies, at least today, where people think, I'll just go in, I'll make my money. I listen to an awful lot of entrepreneurs that talk about basically, hey, I'm set, I'm gonna go out, they tell me I'm gonna do this, make a bunch of money, then I'll do other things. And it's just like, it's a slam dunk deal, I'll be able to do it. We know what the numbers are. You don't just do it. The failures are high, and being able to deal with those failures and then be able to recover when you get kicked, not once or twice, but over and over again as situations change and things go wrong that you can't believe. One thinks that hasn't done this before, that when you reach the point where your company is failing, that it's just gonna fail. Poof. It's not how it works. It doesn't just fail. It's a slippery slope that just keeps going on and on and on and on, and it can go on a long time. And I would talk to myself and say, watch for this sign, because when that's happening, because the fear is when you're new, it's just gonna fail, I'll deal with it, I'll get through it, I'll move on. It's not how it works. Those weeks become months, become longer, sometimes years, where you're struggling. And to know when to let something go that's not working, or to spot it along the way and identify something that's telling you that this is really not the choice, instead of just convincing yourself, tenacity, persistence, I'll make it, I'll keep going, but to actually be able to continue to make that assessment and at some point say, this is not going to work. I'm going to shut it down, give my investors their money back. I'm going to change my approach, but to know how to do that and not be afraid to do that. I wish I'd learned that a little longer, because I would have made some changes early on. If I were attempting to teach this, I think I'd try to create a scenario, and I'd ask someone what their business was and say, tell me about a business idea you have. And then I'd say, tell me at what point would you let it go? I'd approach it that way and say, let's look at the things that'll happen along the way. And I'd start possibly throwing out, on the spot, throwing out hypothetical failures or issues that would arise along the way and saying, here's one. Do you quit? Do you keep going? And actually force them to think that through.